Hello and welcome back. This is day 310 of streaming every single day and our 60th art stream. Today I'm actually not sure what we're going to draw, but I think we're going to use the same file as we used last time. I think that's going to be nice for us. I do have some ideas of what we're going to do today, but I, for the most part, am kind of just unsure any specifics. I might do like more Alfie stuff and more like story stuff. But other than that, I'm not sure like who specifically in the story I'm gonna draw, like that type of stuff. Hello Rio, I hope you're doing well today. I now have two new colors for our color palette. I'd like to get them down real quick. Because I think these are much easier on the eyes, and I'd always wanted some type of color for line art. So let me click this color and then add it. Hope that works. Can I also move it? Looks like you can like replace the colors. I'd like to have my own like custom set here. Which means I have to go here and then go back to this color and set. There we go. Okay. Again, I am unsure where we're going to start with today, but I do have quite a lot of characters, and I kind of want to work on the butterflies design. But her design is a little bit complex, so I might save hers for another time. I kind of want to practice more hair stuff. Possibly like rendering. I'm not sure how it will come across to the audience if I have a bunch of different characters that have different kind of styles to their appearance, but I feel like it might give a more real look to it. At least I'm hoping it does. Also, pardon me, I don't exactly know how butterfly antennas look up close, let alone this kind. I'm unsure if it's true, but when I was doing research on this type of butterfly, I had heard that the butterfly effect was actually inspired by this specific type of butterfly. Like the popular myth, or popular saying of the butterfly effect was started from this one. It's a very colorful one, and conveniently I don't remember the name of it right now. I think I might have said her name before, the name of the butterfly. But I feel like she's a very fun character to draw, because I'm not used to drawing these types of things. Pretty much everything that she is, I'm not used to drawing. I kind of want to give her mini pigtails, too. Maybe she's the one I'll give mini pigtails, too. Or perhaps a lopsided one would be nice. Since she is kind of emo or gothic. The only character that's really like that. Some people might have like traits of that, but like not completely in their clothing choice. I think having an offset kind of like ponytail makes it a better look. But she also has a very interesting role in the story. I also realized there are quite a lot of projects I haven't finished on stream yet. So I'd like to work on those some point as well. This is a work in progress hairstyle. The bangs are not exactly what I'm picturing, so I'm going to be changing that for sure. I started unsure if I was going to do like a stylized Alfie or butterfly. I want her to have this very nonchalant kind of appearance. I think I need to cut this piece here. Kind of, maybe? It's kind of an awkward pose. This is possibly better for the angle I'm going at. I think one thing you kind of see with her character is something less modern, or sorry, more modern than most of my characters. Modern clothing, I mean. Which makes her very much stand out in their world. But she's not also not exactly normal, so it kind of fits her. I have thought about it before, though, that her style is kind of not fitting to the story. clothing style. But in my opinion, I think it's kind of more like she was kind of ahead of the time. Not the kind of person that accepts the social norms. She strays from those a lot. Might need to make her body bigger. Going to make sure the legs line up first before I change everything. I'm gonna need to change everything's size once again. And I think it's mostly her head that needs to change size. Like, I know she does kind of have a bigger head, but I don't think that's enough justification to have her not proportionate. Also, I did the art sin of not drawing the other eye after I drew the other one. The first one. So I want the other leg to come up around the other side, closer to this one. I feel like I need to bend the legs more on both sides of this. That's convenient for this part. Since the other leg is kind of already behind there, I think we can do something like this. I'm just unsure if it looks like she's actually sitting or not. I think even that's a little bit better. Something like that. I'm liking this so far. I think the hood gives it a better look. Might want to make the neckline a little bit less loose, though. But I kind of want her to have this, not lazy vibe, but kind of like she doesn't really care. What's the word for it? Like she's confident in herself? But yet she knows her appearance is jarring to other people. Clothing-wise. Coming from a fantasy world, it would be interesting. Because their world and time frame is very different than our modern day. To see clothes around like this would be a little bit interesting. They wouldn't be completely out of left field, but they would definitely be interesting. I'm trying to remember the butterfly wing pattern, because hers is very specific. I think I had gotten part of her concept art done, but I didn't finish the full thing. So it'd be nice if I could finish the rest of it here. This will be behind her, by the way. I'm not sure how to express that better, but... she also likes to sit in midair. But she can kind of just levitate, even when her wings aren't flapping. I think her bottom and top wing are kind of the same size, though. So I think that's what I'm getting wrong with this. It's kind of tricky to remember. I think this would be a more accurate sizing between the layers. Yeah, I think this is better. I'll cut off some of this then. Move this part inside. And then we'll start refilling this the way it should be. Butterfly associated with the butterfly effect. I think it was the red spotted something. Red spotted purple butterfly? Oh, Limenitis Arthemis. Yeah, the Limenitis Arthemis. That's really hard to say for me. It's, I think it's Latin in the scientific name. Just to find the actual one. Sometimes you can search up, like, the normal name that people will call them by in, like, English. But then, you won't be able to find the exact type you're actually looking for because you didn't type in the scientific name. Yeah, they have this really trippy pattern on their wings. And I have this part wrong right here. It's similar, but not really. Not the way I drew it. There is some type of shape like this up here as well, but it's more of like a full-on wing shape difference. Like there's like a little bit of a gap here, and then it goes out again. Like right, like that kind of. So this is just a doodle slash sketch. I'm fine just messing around with it like this. I definitely want to change her hair though. Oh, I got this part kind of right. That's nice. I'd like to change this part just a little bit. And then we have... Oh, it's so trippy. So we have kind of like this short shape here, and then it goes from... I'll cut that down to size real quick, and then we're gonna go... over here... I have a reference up in another tab. It's short here, and then it goes longer here, then it goes extra long this way. It's the best way I can find to break that down. But the only thing I need to do here is kind of fix this part. I have a similar kind of size ratio for this, but the issue is I just need to line it up better. Like right about here is where the crease is. No one wing just goes over like that, so. Then we are going to extend this part too. Back to being over here, because that's the correct kind of shape, and I don't want to have to redraw it again. And then we're going to do this. Just connect it. Yeah. I feel like it'd be perfect for a butterfly, though, just the way she is. She's kind of elusive. Give a little bit of information on her. And she's also kind of foreshadowed, so that's probably one of my favorite parts about her. I think the interesting thing about my story so far is there's not a character that I hate. I made each one of them. There's not a character I hate. I guess it's true I haven't really discussed the villains ever. Why would I give that away when I'm not done with it? So I'm thinking the other wing wouldn't be shown. Unless possibly a little bit back here. Probably be aimed more like that though, right? Probably. I think something like that. Except I feel like butterfly wings are much less mobile than bird wings. Which is why for Alfie's adoptive cousin and sibling, they are both, they're both bird people. Because I think it helps with their self-expression more. Draw her a little bit better. Her skirt and everything. I kind of want to give her a more modern appearance, like I was trying to say. Like something that's just kind of out of the norm from what you'd see in a this kind of setting or space. Even if it shocks the reader a little bit, I don't mind. It might break a little bit of immersion, but it is still a fantasy story. I want to give her a pleated skirt. It's kind of hard to draw out here, though. Remember, since she's sitting in mid-air, we're not going to have anything beneath her. It's going to look a little bit awkward, but trust me, this is something she does a lot. Kind of want her skirt a little bit shorter, but we're probably just going to go with this. I'll erase the wing from behind. It's just creates confusion for the viewer's eyes, I think. You know, there's a lot to character design. It tells you about their personality. I think it's very hard to go about. Oh, I can leave that part right there. So we're gonna need that to show the pleat. There we go. I feel like I need to tilt the skirt upwards a little bit more just to show properly that she is sitting midair. I think it's really hard to work with. Especially since I already have the arms here. I have to move the arms slightly. This might mess up a little bit. Ones that look more natural, less natural. Oh, wrong one. I'm gonna change her hairstyle a little bit. So I don't think I have the heart to draw over or to color over it. I think that would be hard for me. But I want to get into that art style, and it's just so hard. Every time I think, oh, I'm just gonna go for it. Like, oh, it's not as an important one to me as the last one. No, it always ends up becoming just the same importance to me as every art piece I've done. So really, it's a matter of taking a leap and deciding when I'm going to start. I think that's how a lot of things are for me. Sometimes I need a little push. And sometimes trying a new art style is that push. Just wanting to walk more in the purpose that I see for myself. I think that that could be just enough for me to try it. There we go. So of course now we can't see like the style or shape of the wing, which is alright, I guess. But I think it's okay because the skirt's there. We already know how that one is. I want to express that this sock is rolled down, like it's not up all the way. That instead she's wearing tights up to this point. So I want to try to express that funky pattern of when you have striped socks that are kind of bunched up. I kind of want to give her like dress shoes, but I think I do that pattern a lot, so I might give her like little mini boots or so. Kind of thinking like something that's kind of like this. Like thick heels or something. Or a thick underside of the shoe. How do you do that? Hmm. I did realize this other foot is kind of hard to place, like what it's doing. It's supposed to be turned, kind of like this. I'm picturing like a wide toe box shoe. Something with like, something more like this. Not clown shoes, guys, but just like bigger shoes. I wonder if there's like some sort of pattern on them or something. I want to picture how it would go on this one though. Because I can picture it for the other side, but not this one. I'm picturing some type of a footfall here, like a drop. Might even do like a goofy pattern on the shoes, like a googly eye or something. Picturing like a spot for laces if she wanted laces on these. I did just realize I forgot, like, the most important part is, like, the tongue of the shoe real quick up here and back here. More like that, I guess. But I should do straight on view for this one this time. So I should do that instead. After all, this one is front facing. That's much better, I think. I want to find a way to make the other one's perspective a little bit more different. This one. I want to separate the middle and this part here. Real quick. I want to make this part a little bit smaller here. Let me just try something. Kind of like it's more pressed against the ground. Kind of gives a different appearance now. And a more head-on look. There we go. I think I want like the radioactive symbol on her shirt, but in her 3 colors. I think that will be interesting. How do I forgot how the symbol goes actually. If I saw it, I'd recognize it, but I don't want it to look like the, recycling symbol. Okay, I had it similar. Essentially, all I would do is this. And then... like this. Yeah, kind of like a butterfly, actually. I think I should do that, yeah. I don't want to make it too thick there, though, because it needs to have, like, an even amount of space, I guess? I'm not used to drawing the symbol. It's almost like a butterfly, though. Except I didn't do it in the exact spacing as it's supposed to be. Okay, the symbol is a little bit harder to draw than I thought, especially when I'm trying to account for parts that are not seen. But, I think I did alright for that. Let's see. I need to get this part right here. I'm gonna keep that one line in there. You know, I think I wouldn't mind drawing over think that might be nice. I wanted to draw her hands kind of like interlocking her own hands. I actually really stink at drawing that specifically. So I'm probably gonna do horribly. Don't count on me to get this right. It's kind of hard to see anyways. I think a lot is gonna change about her appearance. At least her face. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think so. I'd like to recreate the pattern more faithfully on her wings as well. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this butterfly, is the way that it looks with its wings. I think we can move on to another. You guys couldn't already tell, one of my favorite characters are my twin characters, but I kind of want to draw them when they're older. Because you guys have all only seen them when they're like really young and they're introduced in the story at the beginning. I've only ever drawn them like that too, so I'd like to draw them when they're older. Kind of have them more flowy. This is my favorite part about them. I think it makes them a lot of fun to draw. Might need to move them down more. I'd like to draw his sister as well. I'd like to say that his eyes become a little bit sharper. I'd like them to be more outturned like this and more slim. And properly draw it. I will likely redraw over this one. But remember, that's how I always start every of my drawings, everyone. I think this would help with age here too, is giving him a more slim appearance, more narrow, more pointy, rather than a soft shape. I think his eye is too open. I need to get his other eye in the correct plane, because I did not do that right. He's facing forward, for goodness sake. Hmm. That was slightly better after I did that. I want to have like a neutral kind of look. Hmm. I don't think I succeeded in making him look older. Hmm. I don't want to give him wild hair, but his hair is pretty wild as it is, but I just don't want it to be like super wild. I feel like he'd have shorter hair when he gets older. Oh, I quite like that actually. Reminds me of his original hairstyle, but kind of better. Gonna lurk while I play Duet Night Abyss. Hope you're well. Alrighty, sounds good, sounds good. Hello, Mega Helixer. I hope you're well as well. Thank you so much for the lurk. Okay, I'm really liking this look so far for him. I think it's definitely a more formal style for him. I'm trying to decide this part here. Because this wavy hair, it's very hard to decide what's going to be where. Right there. Thank you so much for the resub, Rio. Really appreciate it. 8 months, wow. Thank you, thank you. I hope you are well today as well. What'd I miss? Nothing much. I just drew our, half emo or kind of goth, butterfly girl, and then we're drawing our axolotl, one of our axolotl twins. I was trying to draw him older, but I can't really design him older for some reason. Thank you, thank you. I can show you the butterfly in a second. The Limenitis Arthemis. Yeah, Rio, I can't for the life of me draw him older. How? It's cursed. I have to draw him older for the story. I guess it's just muscle memory at this point. Wink, wink. I know a friend who would love us saying that. I think I draw the axolotl things more like kelp. The gills. Okay, so what I had drawn before was our butterfly girl. certain parts are a little bit thinner in line art because I had to shrink them down, so I don't mind that. I might redesign her hair a little bit. And I did mention earlier that her style is kind of not fitting their type of world. Very cute. Oh, thank you, thank you. But the thing about her style is like I feel like she just kind of she's confident about herself, and I think she just wants to have her style. So even in a not very modern world, she has a very modern style. So she was kind of ahead of her time. And then I was trying to draw Axel older, but that did not work very well. By far one of my favorite characters. I had him as my PFP for quite a while on Discord. The one I have yet to finish. Yet to finish, yeah. My speech has been bad lately. I don't know why I keep messing up though, that's what's weird. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Ouch, my pinky is starting to hurt. I did this part horribly, so I'm gonna redo that. Try to re-picture the hand here. I think I need to make it bigger, and also something about the pointer finger is throwing me off. Something about this finger, so I'm gonna remove it. I have an idea. Different angle. Need the thumb up here though. Thumb should be bigger and moved over more. Problem is, I want the thumb and the pointer finger to line up. So I think what I'm going to have to do is... I could just leave it like this for now. Suppose I can move the thumb again. So right now it's kind of in the way for the pose that it's in. I feel like some days I know how to draw hands just fine, and others it feels like I forgot everything I knew. And today is the second one. There's so many different ways of figuring out how to draw hands, but today just feels like one of those days I'm forgetting everything. There we go. I'm just kind of holding on to it. Kind of like the equivalent of twirling your hair in your hand. I'm gonna move this one. This finger out more. I want to round that a little bit right there. Let's see. I feel like those eyes were very accurate to him. Let me actually just do a new layer where I color over this. I've learned a few different coloring techniques. I'd definitely like to try them. It must be very light. Okay, this is gonna be very interesting. You know, maybe I did draw him a little bit more grown up, because usually he has very chubby cheeks. Like, their face is a little bit more wide, um, like an actual axolotl. This is the kind of style that I wanted to go for paint-wise. It's really hard though, because you have to have a lot of patience with it. And I usually like to just sit there and draw line art and concept art, so that's why I would find it usually like pretty hard. Eh, too much right there. There we go. A little bit better. This is gonna be very interesting. Usually people would have like a direct like order they would go in this and for this type of thing. What I need to do first for this one is I need to bring these out. I like to try to randomize them a little bit. I also like that from pulling from this spot first. Gives it a little bit of a hue difference. I want to have them in mostly the same spots though. So if I could try to recreate that, I'd be happy. By spots, like I mean like where they're coming from. Because I have like an equal distance. I just don't want them to look too stiff. I feel like I should make them more fluffy looking, because like, I feel like they kind of move around a lot and kind of like do this like flowery like open thing. Especially when they move around. Like they look stringy. Like almost like strings. Like more like that. Looks like I'm not very good at that. Okay, that actually might be a little bit more accurate at least. But since I already did all the other ones already, I'm not gonna go back. Perhaps the next illustration I do of him will be like that. Okay, that's a little bit better. I need to make it a little bit thinner and take this color. I just realized I never saved this color. I need to take this one though. It's a little bit better. There we go. Now for the hard part. We gotta paint over this now. Sadness of having to paint over it. This is gonna be so difficult. Okay, I have an idea. Without actually drawing the full body, I'm just gonna draw a little bit of the neck. Just like to try something. This is also the nice part, is you can just continue with whatever color you were on and continue it like that a little bit. But then I want to do like this darker color. Actually wait, we need a bluish color. Like shading. This is very difficult painting like this, by the way. Like, oh my gosh, this is so difficult. Oh my gosh, this is so difficult. I have a lot of respect for people who manage to do this. Hmm. Okay, so we have that color on there now. Hmm. I can kind of see it. Kind of hard since I don't have like a blend tool. I'm trying to use only one brush for this. It could be better with the actual tip I was seeing online. Kind of like adding like a new hue to the shading kind of helps it, is what I was hearing. I think it looks better with this one up here. It's actually turned out better. Until it starts taking on the pink hue. See, it's supposed to kind of fade in like this, the blue being more prominent. I didn't get that to work down here. It's alright though, I think I can probably learn some new ways. I also want a dark shade for this here, without it conflicting with the other colors, so I'll try this one. It's kind of how I was picturing the brush being though. It's my first time actually properly putting the brush to use. So I will say that I'm pleasantly surprised with that. But I'm just unsure how to go about most of these things with rendering, and I just really want to try multiple mediums before I set my eyes on one. Before I finish it, meaning like finalize my ideas. Especially on my VTube model. So these are practice right now. It looks like you can actually add some nice like hair texture to this. I think I'll need to work more with this brush. I don't want it to look messy, of course, but I think I should have done some of this hair texturing before I did the gills. I'm gonna add some darker colors to it though. I like that it kind of morphs to whatever color you're using though, and what colors are around. I think that's my favorite part about this brush so far. And just doing it lightly actually uses previous colors behind it to paint over, which is really nice. I think that's really good about this brush here. Just want to see how far I can get with this kind of thing going on. think that was a pretty good attempt at it, but I feel like I could definitely have done more. I think that's probably alright for my first attempt trying this. Definitely glad I didn't draw over the line art, because there's just something about the way I did the line art that I like. Yeah, so we did 3 different things today. We did our butterfly character, we did our axolotl character, and then we tried a painterly style of him. And yeah, I had fun doing each one. I think that'll probably be it for today's stream. This was day 310 of streaming every single day, and our 60th art stream. I hope you all had an enjoyable time watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Later.